Good evening, everyone. In today's lesson, we are going to look at the laws of genetics as posited by Gregor Mendel. This is a subtopic from Introduction to Mendelian Genetics, sometimes referred to as classical genetics. You are very much aware that Gregor Johann Mendel, an Austrian monk, is considered to be the father of genetics. Not to say that genetic studies had not been done before him, but most of the studies done before him were qualitative in nature. Enter Gregor Mendel, and his success can be attributed to three main things. One is the choice of the plant to study, because you are aware that he studied the garden pea, and garden pea is easy to manipulate in such a way that it can self-pollinate and it can also be cross-pollinated easily, and this allows the studies of genetics to go on in a short while. And the second thing is, in his studies, he chose to study one trait a pair at a time. For example, he chose to study the texture of seeds, the color of the pods, or the length of the stem of this garden pea at a time. This allowed him to make comparisons. And thirdly, he made very meticulous records of his work as he studied. And from these records that he kept very faithfully, he was able to discover the very important ratios, both the monohybrid and the dihybrid ratios, which we will come to later. In his studies, he was able to give us what we usually call the Mendelian laws of genetics. One of the laws, and usually considered the first law of genetics, is the dominance law. We will look at that much in detail later. The second law that he gave us was the law of segregation. And to prove this law of segregation, usually we use a monohybrid cross to explain it. And third law is the law of independent assortment. And to prove this law, usually we do a dihybrid cross to see that the mixing up of the factors of these alleles of the genes that we are interested in the offspring population from the parents. Hopefully, you can remember these three laws as we go into the next lesson, and it will be as we give more details on these laws and how to derive them. Thank you.